As golfers, we're always in search of a perfection which never comes. A perfect round, a perfect course, travelling far and wide to play our beloved game on different terrain. The paradox is that it's during our pursuit for perfection when we find those fleeting moments we'll remember for a lifetime. If one was to look for golfing perfection though, a clever place to start would probably be to visit no other than our game's birthplace itself, Scotland. We documented 7 themed trails, playing some of the best and lesser known courses in Scotland, as well as places and points of interest along the way. We started with a ferry crossing across the Firth of Clyde to the Jurassic Park-esque Isle of Arran. There, nestled among some of the most breathtaking, rugged natural coastline I've ever seen, is the quirky 12-hole course, Shishkin. Playing golf in Scotland is undoubtedly special. Why that is something that you can't quite put your finger on. I think it's a combination of things. These wild coastlines and dunes, the history of these ancient courses, each of which tell their own story of golf's conception, crafted and played by golf's pioneers. When you look at courses like this, it's even down to the technicalities of the land, the perfect sand-based links turf, and the greens and tee boxes which perch out on rocky headlands. You see that and you realise that there could have been no other place on the planet that birthed our game.
Well, it's on the marker post, so we'll see when we get up there.
On these isles such as Arran, it's the quirky courses like Shishkin that intensify that special feeling even further.
That was a shank.
Shishkin has a real locals vibe, welcoming and not in the slightest bit intimidating. Quirky markers and signalling contraptions guide you up and around the undulating fairways and greens, which are all flanked by gores. You're always among the backdrop of these epic cliffs, with birds of prey swirling around you, or overlooking the coastline, out to the mainland and the low-hanging clouds.
Marker post. Where?
No, there, look, it's to the left. Here. See it on that bush? Circle.
Oh, yeah. So
It's in like a dip.
straight down.
Okay.
To get to Shishkin, you take the ferry from Ardrossan, which is not far from Prestwick and Troon. The ferry costs less than £10 return and takes about an hour each way. With many other islands and peninsulas to visit, exploring Scotland's remote golf courses by ferry is an adventure that I can't wait to continue. Links golf, the seaside venues that perhaps define Scottish golf. A links is the oldest style of golf course, first developed here in Scotland. The very word links comes from the Scots language from the Old English word link, which means a bank separating strips of arable land on a slope. Scotland is home to approximately 100 links golf courses. Dotted at all corners of the compass, many are ranked inside the top 100 of the world's best courses, with a notable number hosting the Open Championship in the past and present. The first Open being played at Prestwick in 1860. Just a few miles down the road from Prestwick was the stop for our next visit, Western Gales. Widely considered as one of the finest courses in Scotland, Western Gales is a real player's track. It's a slim piece of rugged, natural, undulating land which offers up the true nature of the links golf experience. Natural bunkering, wispy heather and that fresh smell of salty sea air.
Bunker again.
A trip down this west coast uncovers a treasure trove of links golf, rivalling the quality on offer in the east. Royal Troon is the centrepiece, the venue for the duel between Henrik Stenson and Phil Mickelson at the Open in 2016. Prestwick, Prestwick Nicholas, Dundonald links and Gales links offer further appeal. Kilmarnock, Irvine Bogside and Trump Turnberry are other renowned names to tick off. Accommodation options are almost as plentiful as the golf. Trump Turnberry, with stunning views over the Isle of Arran, Dundonald and the Marine Hotel, Piersland House and South Beach Hotel are all excellent choices. This stretch of Ayrshire coastline is truly one to admire. Make sure you stop off in Troon Harbour at the Wee Hurry takeaway after your round. I think probably this is the best fish and chips I've ever had. To play golf is to be patient. We spend years, decades, trying to understand subtle dispositions in our swings that affect the ball strike. Refining and constantly adapting, we embark on a personal journey, our own trail of obsession. For this trail, we started at the home of the 2014 Ryder Cup and the 2019 Solheim Cup, Gleneagles. There's another Scottish dominion which shares these foundations, whisky. An enduring relationship, golf and whisky have long complemented each other. Not only did the Scots give us the game of golf, they gave those who ventured out onto the dunes and pines a dram to warm the heart and revitalise the soul. The perfect match of whisky and golf can be discovered all over Scotland. Up in the Highlands, starting at Gleneagles and finishing at Brora, and down to the lowlands, taking in the rich east coastline of St Andrews and further south to Gullen and Dunbar. Or head over to Campbelltown and Islay, starting at the Macquarie Hotel and Golf Links, or the epicentre of the whisky industry in Speyside. The James Braid designed King's Course, which opened in 1919, is a masterpiece. You wind your way through glorious Perthshire rolling hills and low-hanging misty morning clouds to find bold fairways and plateaued greens which are a test to any golfer. The surroundings of the estate are breathtaking, and there's a magic in the way the light hits the foothills in the distance, and an air of history among the evergreens. A feeling that this is a course to be cherished. The vision for Gleneagles dates back to 1910, when Donald Matheson, General Manager of the Caledonian Railway Company, was so impressed by the local countryside that he conjured up this vision for a palatial country house hotel with a golf course. After the First World War, the King's and Queen's courses were forged out of the rugged terrain using manual labour, horse and cart. The hotel opened in 1924. The connection between golf and whisky in Scotland runs deep. It's estimated that the practices of generating today's tipples in Scotland began in the 1500s. Today, the country is home to over 130 malt and grain distilleries, each uniquely flavoured, making it the greatest concentration of whisky production in the world. Glenturret is just up the road from Gleneagles and dates back to 1763. This makes it the oldest working distillery still producing today in Scotland.
Over the years we've had lots of different things happen, from the visit of Alfred Bernard in the late 1800s, the very famous whisky historian, and into the more modern era of Glenturret, where we're still being exported and enjoyed around the world. Everything is created, crafted with making the best whisky in mind, basically, and showcasing it that way. So the more that we go in with our nose, the more now we're going to start revealing some more of the flavours. Although we are a small production here, we still have a lot of the traditional methods that were used many years ago. So things like our hand-operated mash tun, and also not using any computers, doing everything by eye and very traditionally. So Glenturret really is the gem of the whisky world and a very important historic place to visit.
Scotland's breweries are dotted across the map, much like the nation's golf courses. Old established breweries such as Belhaven, as well as an array of new brewers and craft beer houses. And while most of these Scottish golf courses are the forefathers, like its breweries, there are protégés which have weaned their way into the crown. One of these courses is the stop for our next visit, the Renaissance Club. Perched on a rugged cliff top, overlooking Fidra Lighthouse and the lapping tidal sets of the Firth of Forth, the Renaissance Club was opened in 2008. Despite being newly built, it occupies land in a neighbourhood of some of the most historic courses in the world: Muirfield, Gullen, North Berwick and the Archerfield Estate, to name a few. Renaissance has recently hosted the Scottish Open and was designed by Tom Doak. What's been created is a world-class course, showcasing windswept dunes and the natural features of the land. To wash down the mouth-watering golf, we visited Winton Brewery. There are more than 100 breweries operating across the country. The variety and quality of beer and ale produced and served in Scotland's bars, restaurants and clubhouses is significant. From hoppy pale ales to refreshing lagers, golden ales and strong stouts, the choice is huge, just like the golf. Don't forget the local gin choices too, which continue to grow in popularity, like the Wild Island Botanic Gins, which celebrate the beauty and unique character of the Isles. Golf is an escape, an obsession, something we can't live without, a kind of meditation in a way, a lesson in patience, commitment, intuition and wonder. Even though it takes a lot of concentration and sometimes crippling heartache, for that brief moment when we're about to hit our shot, nothing else matters. So feel the breeze, swing smooth, and like Ben Hogan said, may your ball lie in green pastures and not in still waters. While Scotland may be famed for its championship links layouts, the quality of golf within the nation's major cities is notable. For our next stop, we just had to stop off at the nation's historic capital, Edinburgh. First recorded rules of the game of golf were actually created by the golfers playing at Leith Links in Edinburgh in 1744, while the Bruntsfield Links Golfing Society, a mature parkland-style course, is the fourth oldest in the world, founded in 1761. Scotland's vibrant capital city is blessed with history, heritage, architecture, nightlife and golf. Across Edinburgh, Glasgow, Aberdeen and Dundee, glorious golf is mixed with the buzz of the city life and their associated attractions. It's a little known fact that 1 in every 5 courses in Scotland are made up of only 9 holes. Going back generations, these short-form layouts were at the heart of villages and towns, the lifeblood of a community where people would gather and enjoy a game for all levels of ability. That remains true today across the rich tapestry of Scottish golf's cloth. In fact, in our modern time-conscious society, where lifestyles often make 18 holes a challenge, the 9-hole game has perhaps never been more relevant. Nine holes is perfect with family and friends and can also be easily fitted into a visitor's busy golfing itinerary. Whilst the courses are only half the size of conventional venues, they make up for it in charm and good old-fashioned fun. At some remote venues, the humble honesty box will gratefully accept your green fee, and away you go. Perthshire, in the heart of Scotland, is a hotbed for 9-hole golf. Comrie, Crieff and St Fillan's form a glorious trio a handful of miles apart, with the world-famous Gleneagles Hotel even offering a 9-hole wee course, ideal for beginners. From up in the Highlands to down to the far southwest, 9-hole gems are waiting to be discovered. The thrill is in the chase and the joy and camaraderie that awaits. Golf isn't just a game. It's not just about the competition. It's about the journeys we take and the trails we discover with our friends and family along the way. We travel far and wide in search of new lands, dunes and turf. Away from the championship challenges, revered links layouts and modern venues that draw golf visitors to Scotland, there are a host of other lesser known courses where locals have loved and played for generations. It's here amidst the humble clubhouses and welcoming members where you'll find the true essence of what it means to play golf. Scotland's less obvious are those venues that perhaps sit in the shadow of siblings, go under the radar or lack the profile enjoyed by bigger names. However, that takes nothing away from their quality, value for money and experience. Booking a tee time is also usually a less onerous a task than oversubscribed venues where tourists constantly flock. You hardly need to go off the beaten track in Scotland to appreciate the delights of these hidden gems. After all, Scotland has had golf coursing through its veins for centuries. In Scotland, you can rest assured that you're never far from a golf course. When you discover your own golfing gems, you discover the off-course gems to go with them. Like the Ducks Inn, where our evenings sharing whiskey and golf stories progressed to eccentric putting games, holding a hickory putter perched atop a bar stool under an adornment of flags. Memories that last a lifetime.